Okay, some of these have multiple questions on here, so that we've got a lot of exciting information and people would like answers. I guess we could start with what is the current situation in Kashmir for Hindus?
Who would you like to, I mean, who would you like to answer?
Who would like to answer?
You want me to take this way? The situation in Kashmir is, as I said, we are now in sort of a post-genocide situation. Dr. Kapur raised an interesting question: would there be an investigation or inquiry, commission of inquiry? I think not, and I have given you the reasons why. The reason is, quite honestly, the state is intricately involved in some of those misdeeds, and it includes national parties, both Congress as well as BJP, includes state parties. So I don't think the state is going to take that side. But they are now. We have a new government. We have a new prime minister. He is very dynamic. He is looking at things in a very different manner, and his goal is to establish the peace rather than buy it. And that was part of the architecture, was to remove the gates that existed between Kashmir and the rest of the country. So one of the things that we have a challenge is we have basically uprooted the entire community. So how do you get back those people? And they have 30 years is not exactly, it's almost like 2 generations. So they have built their homes, their lives outside. And many of them are very, very educated people now, and they have actually some of the top jobs, quite honestly, in Delhi, Bombay, and Pune elsewhere. So what we are trying to do is, the government has a policy of now taking the lower stream, the ones who are not what I will call, what in India is usually called the creamy layer. It's a lower, economically lower sections of the society. It's created some jobs for them, about 6,000 jobs. They're bringing them back, they're building the housing for them. While as the residual people that were there were about 3,000. So we have now today a total community of about 10,000. And the 10,000, and then we're also encouraging the upliftment of all the shrines, temples, and there's a tremendous amount of effort and work going on in terms of basically improving their condition and things like that. So you do have now a situation where actually there is some light being seen, and it's coming up, and so hopefully that will be more productive in the future. I don't expect, quite honestly, bulk of the people that have left right now being able to come back. That is really not going to happen. But there will be a time when actually the peace will fully return and economy will be actually going upright. Then many people will benefit, including the people there. But clearly, there is a change in the mood. Last year, almost 1 million visitors visited Kashmir. 1 million. So it's not a joke. So
thank you, Dr. Jaswal. Saswal, you have made your point. Next question is to Mr. Ramesh Jaipal. And I'm reading because personally I had some difficulty deciphering the handwriting. Are Pakistani Hindus what would be considered Dalits in India? If not, what caste are they?
Okay, so in Pakistan, after the partition, they called Dalit in Pakistan, and now is more than 98% are the Dalit community in Pakistan. But after the 12th November 1957, Dalit become, according to the constitution, the scheduled caste community in Pakistan. So there is more than 41 communities they call scheduled caste, like Bhil, Megwar, Koli, Jogi, Sansi, Bawri, that kind of the caste are existing there. They call scheduled caste in Pakistan. In India they call Dalit, in Pakistan they call scheduled caste. And now is a whole population of the Hindu population, we are quite more than 98%.
Thank you, Mr. Jaipal. Third question.
Third question. What is the path from exile back to Kashmir? Dr. Sapir?
Please repeat the question.
What is the path from exile back to Kashmir at this time?
Thank you. It's a great question. First of all, I want to mention here, make a few points about this to answer this question. One is that Kashmiri Hindu community is extremely thankful, grateful, and applaud the government for having taken historic steps in Kashmir by advocating Article 31735A. It has historic. And it's true that Modi government has started a new era in Kashmir, as was mentioned by Dr. Sadawal earlier, after application of Article 31735A. It has really unleashed the potential of Kashmir in terms of economic growth, in terms of almost giving a new life even to the local population there. And I think there's no dispute about it. And also, I think, as was mentioned earlier, we have to give credit to Modi government for having at least initiated legal proceedings against some, not all, but at least some of those who have been involved with that. This is one scenario about it. But I think the deeper problem, which I think for Kashmiri Hindus, is that we have been making a repeat request to the government of India that a comprehensive package strategy has to be finalized for Kashmiri Hindus to go back to their roots, because until the Kashmiri Hindus can go back to roots, you will still have vestige of this issue still there. The ideal thing would have been in a democracy is, if you want rule of law, you can't put under the carpet that somebody who committed genocide, oh, just forget about it. That was the approach of 16th, 14th, 15th century. That's why what we are thinking deeper here, we are telling the government of India that unless you punish those who did genocide, take it from us. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, on this table, there will be a different generation still talking about genocide within India. In Punjab, maybe in West Bengal, maybe in Kerala, which are, by the way, the replica of Kashmir. So if I can tell you one thing, that we need a much more comprehensive strategy for Kashmir Hindus to go back, which means increased security there. There are so many measures of that. By the way, many of you may not know, Kashmiri Hindus are not asking for any kind of guinea on the hand. Kashmiri Hindu organizations have come up with a very comprehensive, business-oriented, smart city project which has been put forward to the government of India, where we have invited investment throughout the world for real people who want to invest in Kashmir. What we have requesting them is that we don't want anything from you in terms of giving our hand. What you really want for you is create that atmosphere, make a package, think about a strategic way how to get Kashmir Hindus back there. We are going to turn the place into not as a prosperous place where all Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, so this can live together. Our dream is always inclusive. It is never exclusive, because that's what our heritage is.
Thank you, Dr. Sapru. This was the final question for this panel, and this was the last panel.